Welcome to Picturing Life in Lincoln, the show that brings you the story behind the arts. I'm your host, Vicki Rankin, and today we have Nicolette Bonnstetter with us from Impact Artists. Nicolette is an artist, an educator, as well as the president of Impact. Tell us, what is Impact?
Impact is a group of artists that every 4 years are juried into this group. It's been in existence for 28 years, and these artists are all nationally recognized in some way. They are educators, they are gallery owners, they are museum curators. We have a wide range of people that are involved in the arts.
And they come from all over Nebraska,
all
correct?
over. I actually wrote down the names of the places, but they are all across, from Sidney, Nebraska, Scottsbluff, Halsey, Hastings, Gibbon, all across the state.
And they're juried in, correct?
Juried in. Actually, we have Norman Getzke juried the artists in this year, and each section of 4 years we jury in a new group or add to the group.
Okay, and you try to limit the numbers that are part of Impact?
We do. Because we tour nationally, these shows are shipped and crated and tour across the United States and in Nebraska. We have to limit. Some of the galleries are just small and can't get us in. So we try to limit it, and so far we've been okay with that, I guess.
So what is the mission then, or the goal of the Impact Artists?
Impact's goal is to let the nation know that Nebraska does art, and good art. We have excellent artists. And we also have a mission that's a new one for Impact, that we want some of the smaller venues in Nebraska to have art that they can get easily and affordably. This piece right here is one of the shows that was touring the last 4 years of Impact. It's called Games of Life. Each of the artists did a life-size playing card like you see. This particular one's called Full House. This is one of my pieces. And right now it's retired. We're done with that 4-year show. And this group of art would be stored or given back to the artists. But this group of Impact artists decided they wanted to take it on tour in Nebraska to libraries or schools or smaller venues where art isn't easily accessed. So we have a wonderful connection with the Nebraska Arts Council. They are going to match funds. Anyone that would like this wonderful show. As you can see, it's colorful, it's interesting. If anyone that would like the show just has to get a hold of the Impact group, and we can arrange that show to come to your venue.
Well, speaking of getting a hold of Impact, how can people find out where you're touring and have a little more information on Impact?
One of the best ways, I would like you to go to our website. It's www.nicsart.com, and then / and then Impact. And you'll see all 26 artists. You'll see their artwork, you'll see their websites, and a little bit more about them. You'll also find out about another show that we're doing called Impact Nebraska, which is another show that's touring. And it would be the artists taking their take on Nebraska, whether it's Gibbs Neal's take on his landscapes or my work with objects that are tied to Nebraska. Each artist takes things that mean something about Nebraska to them, and they create art. So that's a touring show that will be going probably till 2010 is what we're thinking. We're booked out that far.
And is that the show that involves Ted Kooser's poetry?
That's another show. We have another one called Kooser Impact, and Ted Kooser has kindly said we can use his poems, and the artists are taking Kooser's poems and making art that ties to the poems. And they're sculptural. We have glass blowers, we have batik artists, we have wood. This is a wood bowl. We have painters, of course. We have metal sculptors. We have a wonderful range. And so each of those disciplines has taken a poem and made something wonderful.
So how do you determine the theme for the upcoming shows?
The themes come from the artists, or they come from the board. We have a board that kind of does some of the nitty-gritty. And this particular theme, these two themes have come from the board, but it varies.
Now tell us a little bit more about your artwork.
My art is objects. Objects have great power for me. They kind of vibrate in my hand. Typically, this is what I've been doing. These three-dimensional pieces, I've just moved to canvas or two-dimensional. it's been a hard transition for me. I'm still kind of working that out. I'm not completely satisfied, and so I'm just painting. I'm not exhibiting other than with impact. I'm just kind of paint and find the right rhythm for my work. But they're all objects or things that mean something to me. We all grew up with, as women, grew up with those sponge pink rollers, which is something that is a time from probably the 60s, 50s and 60s maybe, I guess.
And
so,
the paper doll, I like that.
paper
in the
dolls,
center as
right,
well.
right. And the paper dolls are certainly something that I don't think girls play with anymore,
No,
but
I don't
we
think
kind
so.
of grew up with those. So
We
these are
did.
all images that mean something powerful to me, I guess.
Well, Impact sounds like a wonderful organization, and we appreciate your image of Nebraska being more than just football, expanding it and to show us that there is truly a wonderful world of art out there in Nebraska. So
Great.
thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.